All right, I'm back, and we are in Chapter 6 in the textbook Adobe InDesign Creative Cloud by Chris Botello, the Revealed series. And I'm working in Chapter 6, we'll be working with placed images. All right, so let us get InDesign open. We're going to do a File and Open. And we are going to open 6-1. And kind of as a forewarning, when we downloaded these in class, they did not come in the same order as it indicates in the textbook, so it might be a little bit confusing as we work through this, but we will work through it. So we're going to go to File, to the menu items, go to View. We're going to hide extras, then hide Content Grabber. Mine's already hidden. And then we're going to go to View again, Extras, and then we're going to verify that the link badge is not showing, which mine is not showing either. We're going to do a file, and we're going to save this as multiple placements. Underscore your name. And then we're going to get the selection tool, and we're going to select the large blue frame on page 2 and 3, which you'll see in my Pages panel. That's where I am. I'm going to zoom in on them so we can see this just a little bit better. All right, then we are going to go to File and Place. And this is where a little bit of the discrepancy came in. We're supposed to be looking for the file Corniglia under Photography, and that is not where that file is located. So we are going to back up a little bit. I'm going to go into all of my downloads for this Chapter 6. And here's Corniglia under Chapter 6, Part B2. So I'm going to scroll this up just a little bit, and I'm going to click on Corniglia. And then we need to also select, and they ask for it in this order, although honestly it really doesn't make a difference because I believe that it comes into place alphabetically. But we are going to do what it says, and I'll hold down Command if you're on a PC or Control if you're on a Mac. And then we're going to select David, Divers. Sheets, however, is not in this, so we're going to have to open the Chapter 6, Part A. You'll find the sheets there. And again, holding down the Command or the Control button allows us to select these separately. And then we're going to go to Fauna and Dusk. And then we're going to click Open. And you'll see that we have a loaded cursor. It will have the Corniglia graphic and the number 6 indicating that the 6 files are loaded. If you arrow through these, you'll find all 6 images. Despite the order in which we selected them or when they were chosen, the files are loaded alphabetically, as I mentioned. So we are going to again press the right arrow key until we find Corniglia. And we are going to click the place gun on the large blue frame. A loaded cursor is what I prefer to call it. And there's the Corniglia file. And then we're going to place the 5 remaining images in each one of these frames at the bottom. So you just click once here, 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 and here. Then we're going to select all 6 frames, and the way that you're going to do that is to get your black arrow or the selection tool. You're going to click on one, and then you're going to hold down the Shift, and we are going to go up under Object, down to Fitting, and then we're going to fill frame proportionally. Which then you'll see most of the images are as they should be. A couple need a little bit of movement. This one, for example, we don't want his head cut off. So we're going to get the white arrow key. Remember, that's the one that selects the innards. And we're going to arrow that down just a little bit. And then we're also going to select this one off to the side. These are pretty much, if not identical, they're similar and showing what they need to show. This one is one that we also need to arrow down just a touch. And there you go. We're going to do a Command or Control S to save our work, and then we're going to go on to the exercises where we're placing multiple items with Mini Bridge. We're going to go up to Window and go down to Mini Bridge. And this does also take some finagling to get it to work as it's intended to work. For me, now I've messed with it enough that brings it immediately to the thumbnail previews, but you would have to navigate probably to the chapter where we stored those data files. This is in part B2, and then you'll see that the panel shows the thumbnails of those files that are in that particular file folder. We're going to drag the slide scaler at the bottom of the panel, left and right, to enlarge and reduce the thumbnails. So again, if you want a larger view of the thumbnails, obviously the larger your view, the fewer the thumbnails you see, or you can back them off and see more at a much smaller view. We're going to use the scroll bar on the right of the panel to scroll through all the thumbnails. Well, actually, we're going to drag the slide scaler so that the 9 thumbnails are visible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so we want to make them just a little bit larger. I could do this for the next 5 years, but we're going to leave it there. We're going to use the scroll bar on the right of the panel. It says there's a scroll bar on the right, which is this, and we would be able to scroll through those images by clicking and dragging on that. We're going to click the file named Manarola. And of course, Manarola is not in here as it should be. So let's go back to, and I think that was under one of these. And there's Manarola. You want to make sure you understand what it looks like, so we'll remember it. And then we're going to press and hold Control if you're on Windows or Command if you're on a Mac. And then we are going to look for those remaining images, which were up here someplace, maybe under Part A, Part B2. Now we're looking for bird's eye boats. Remember, holding down the Command or the Control key so we can select more than one. Bird's eye boats. We're going to pick up launch. Three houses and window. And who in the world knows where three houses and windows are, right? It's going to take me a minute. I'll be back, guys. All right, guys, I ended up getting out of the mini bridge and going back, canceling out that place, and then doing File and Place again, and then going into my original file setup so that it was easier for me to find. You'll find Manarola under Chapter 6, Part F. You'll find Launch, Birdseye, and Boats under Chapter 6, Part B2. And then you'll find Window and Three Houses under Chapter 6, Part A. So I'm going to go ahead and click Open, and again, that will load my cursor. And we would then, of course, we were supposed to have the let's see, spread it 4 and 5, which is, make sure I've got 4 and 5 in my, which I do. And then we were supposed to have this selected. Drag the files from the mini bridge panel into the document, and as shown in figure 11 on page 611, the place gun appears showing the bird's eye thumbnail and the number 6, which I do have number 6, but the bird's eye thumbnail isn't necessarily the one that's showing. We're going to press to scroll through the loaded thumbnails. Press the right arrow key to go through the loaded thumbnails. And we are going to look for the one that is Manzarola, and I will show you that in just a moment. There's Manzarola. So we're going to click in the large blue frame with our loaded cursor. And you'll see the Manarola image that appears in the frame. I think I was mispronouncing that, sorry. Then we're going to place the remaining 5 loaded images into the 5 frames at the top of the page in any order that you wish. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And again, I didn't place that in any particular order. But then we're going to get the selection tool, the frame selection tool, and we're going to select all frames. And then we're going to go up under Object and down to Fitting, and we are going to fill those frames proportionally. And then we want to reposition those images as we like. And so again, we're going to deselect, and I would probably select that with a white selection tool and just bump that down a little so that I could see a little bit more of the skyline. And I would probably choose this one as well, bump it down just a, no, it's a woman in the window, maybe like about that. And then this one, I'm going to bump that down a little bit as well, just to show a little bit of the mountain in the background. Otherwise, those are good to go. You can do a File, Command S. We're going to close out this file, and I'm going to upload this demo, and I will be back with you in just a moment.